You'll survive. All right, we're live. That worked out. I think is your mic working?
Test.
Yeah.
Work.
Sorry, you don't have a
Maybe split the difference.
It's out there actually. You know, that's funny. All right, let me do this so that we can entertain. Let's see here. We'll go live on TikTok as well. Get both crowds in. It's always fun. How's everybody doing? Bigger, how you doing? All right, so let's just do this. It's a little hard to see these words. We'll make it work. I'll move around. All right. How many we got so far? Normally it's 5. Okay, good. Welcome, guys. We are with Rec Broadheads here live in our studio, and I figure we might as well do this since we're here. You know what I mean? There's no point.
We're here. Yeah.
Might as well do it. We're here. You guys can ask questions on Broadheads if you have any. If not, we just small talk. It's fine. But I think we should still talk about chicken because I really think this Frankenmuth thing is a big deal. Thing. It's just a big deal to me because I'm Michigander, and I know the significance of Frankenmuth in Birch Run, the whole area. Splash Village, right? All the cool stuff up there. And
Bronner's. Talked about Bronner's earlier. Yeah. Christmas.
Good old Bronner's. Actually,
364 days a year.
Yeah, you guys like Christmas, man. That's the one to go to. Let me pull this up real quick. I'll pull up your website because I think it'd be cool to ask you questions. How's the website going? Any issues?
Bad.
I mean, you do it yourself, or
yeah, I kind of built it myself. I've never built a website before until
not too bad, right?
One. So yeah, not terrible, but
you got a video on there. That's cool.
Yeah,
I can't show that probably.
No.
I'll skip all that. Let's just go right to this so we don't get in trouble. All right. So here is the lineup. Has this got the new one in it? Yeah, HXP. Yeah, there it is.
As you can see, I don't quite have the full image on there.
That's okay. So you're working on it.
Yeah, it's got the 4 models we have. HXP will be available here in the next few months.
Now, how much again are the packs for these? What the hell is that? Get off the screen. We're talking here.
So the HXP will retail for $59.99. FX4 will be $49.99. FXD $49.99, and XP $54.99. And these are our all American made heads made here in Michigan and Ohio. We put everything together up in Franklin, Michigan, ship out of our facility there. Do all of our testing, prototyping there. Michigan-based company. That's where it worked out good. We're only about an hour and 15 minutes from Dave here. So
yeah, it worked out real well.
Short drive down.
There's not really a lot of there used to be a lot of Michigan brands, right? It used to be a lot at one point. Now it's 4 or 5 maybe.
Yeah, I mean, what do you got? You got Dart,
Scentlock,
who was bought out by Black Eagle now.
So I guess they're still Michigan, but not. I mean, their headquarters in Georgia, I believe.
Is that where it is?
I think he's in Georgia or Ohio.
Yeah,
one of them.
But yeah, Scentlock,
Painted Arrow,
Fourth Arrow,
not fifth, not Fifth Arrow, Fourth Arrow.
Maybe they can launch a sister company, Fifth Arrow. G5, Grace. Of course, us Rec Broadheads. Who we forget? We're forgetting somebody.
Boney.
Yes, Boney.
That's one of the big ones.
Yep.
Yeah.
Is there a new blind company out of Michigan too? That's Glessinger uses his blinds.
So he lives in Michigan. Yeah, Insomnia Blinds. I'm not sure where. I know he's kind of back and forth between Iowa and stuff. I think. Scott Manifold's his name. I don't really. I've never met him, but yeah. So I mean, we've got just a huge amount of hunters.
Is there a tree stand company called Predator or something out of Michigan? Primal. Are they Michigan?
Primal.
Anybody know Primal?
Yeah. Somehow I feel like they have roots to Michigan, but I don't know for sure.
Do you have you guys got TikTok on your phone?
Yeah.
Can you pull that up? I just can't see the comments from here, but we could just see them on there. It'd probably make more sense. I was just realized I can't log on from 2 phones. I'm like, I can't get the questions. Parker, how you doing, man? Hope you're doing well. Happy Friday to YouTubers out there. I know it's Friday night at 8:25 Eastern time, so some of you are at the bar hanging out and not watching this, and that's fine. And we're just chilling. I see comments rolling in, but I can't read them. What do you got?
Signal's not working.
Oh, dang, he needs the Wi-Fi, and I can't get the password on here. You know what I'm saying? I can type it in, and I can't show these guys. They'll somehow log into my stuff, and Get me. All right, here we go. You got Verizon or no?
Yep.
Cool. We were, it's a funny story actually. Shannon's sister started. We're on a family plan with like our family, like the whole, like her whole family, and so they are going to swap to what's it called, AT&T. And I was like, whatever, I don't care. Do what you want. Is it all right if I hold this?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'll
you're
just look at these questions here.
Yep.
She's like, we'll swap, blah, blah, blah. So they go do all this swapping, right? And they got all jacked up. Like, I'm talking jack. Like, my phone was off. Like, they cut my line. I had to get my line back. Oh, my God, dude. It was so crazy. Get Scotty in here. I don't know where Scotty is tonight. Hopefully he's doing well. I don't know if we'll be able to get him in here, though. I don't know if we'll be able to see him. Louisiana in the chat. Welcome.
Louisiana.
Northern Minnesota. You guys, this is where rec broadheads would work for you guys. You got to try these out. So people can buy these on your website right now, right? Like, so if they want to try it.
Yep, they can jump on our website.
Okay.
We also have a dealer locator on there. If you want to jump on and find a dealer near you, you can actually go in and check them out, in a shop. We're really, we're Michigan based, but we have a lot of stores in the Midwest. We're working on branching out. But yeah, and we're.
What's the, what would you say is the biggest stores that carry rec products?
So probably Dunham's, Fleet Farm's a big one out in like Minnesota, Wisconsin, Iowa. I think they're over there. Select Shields have us. We're starting to have some conversations with some bigger retailers, so we're kind of looking that direction. But of course, we have a lot of pro shops and stuff too. And I definitely urge people. Of course, we love to sell, direct on our website, but get out there and support the pro shops too if you can. That's kind of the roots of our lifestyle. Bowhunting lifestyle is rooted to these archery shops, so we got to make sure we keep those guys alive. And
Dave asked, what about Farm and Fleet? I think you mentioned
Fleet Farm. Yep.
Fleet
Fleet Farm has us in literally, I think, all of their locations. So,
what about Ben's here? Yes or no on Ben's?
Yep. Ben's has
Ben's
them. Yep. Ben's
cool.
over in Marlette, Michigan. Yep.
Someone mentioned earlier, was it yesterday or yeah, it was yesterday. They mentioned that one in Lansing. What's it called? Skollenbacher or
Shoebox?
Shoebox.
Yeah.
Skollenbacher. They have it? Or no?
At the moment, they do not.
Okay. Are they big? They're big, right?
I've never actually been to that shop.
People talk about it a lot. Yeah.
You been in there?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, it's
Sportsman Warehouse.
No, not Sportsman's Warehouse. Or wait, Sportsman's Warehouse has them online.
Okay, so basically, yeah, you can get them online. Wildlife there if you want. Do you have the heads here? Yeah.
Yeah.
Here, I'll let you show this camera. I'll show this camera over here. It's hard to see them. I'm showing the FX4 on TikTok. What do you got there?
I have the new HXP.
That's the HXP.
This will be available in June this year.
So we just rolled these right through, guys, to the metal. We took it to the metal tonight. It was great. I mean, they've sliced through it like butter. The blades are fine. Nothing broke. I mean, you can't really ask for better. I don't know.
Wrecked a few arrows.
Wrecked some arrows, but that's pretty normal. We had some veins catch and broke the arrow, pulled it down. But those tests are interesting too, because like I did that at 60, but what if you did it at 70, or what if you did it at 80?
Mm-hmm.
What if I did it at 40? Right. So like, it's interesting, but again, it's just metal. It's not like it's actual deer. Nothing's better than a real deer. I mean, or a pig or something.
I mean, it definitely shows you the strength and the durability of the product.
Yeah.
Blade edge retention, stuff like that. But there's no better testing than on an animal. But.
There's what'd be good for this product? Hey, what's up, Billy? How you doing? Oh crap. I left the thing. Oops. There we go. All right, hold on. Sorry, guys. I'm looking at your comments on his phone because my phone's doing this. What broadheads? Billy asked. This is the Rec broadheads right here.
Rec, REK.
REK. I'll put in the chat hello because Rec's on here now. Okay, there you go. You can follow them too. Give them a follow if you can here on TikTok or YouTube. All right. I was gonna tell you. So a lot of companies do a lot of testing on animals. So like their testing is to go on hunts, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in Michigan, we actually have an actual decent pig hunting scenario you can do for these. I was going to tell you about that. I forgot. There's places you can go to hunt pigs.
Oh, like high fence?
Yes, but they're made for like these types of tests. And what they do is you can keep the pig, like you could eat it, whatever. Or what we did is one year we were testing some Darton bows, and Darton had paid for this event. So we went there and we filmed it. We helped film it and all that. But and it really is just to show some of the product, what it can do. But what they did is then we donated the food to all the poor people in the area, and it was amazing.
Wow,
like
that's
honestly,
cool.
like I was like blown away. Like all these people pulled up.
Yeah.
That were as poor gets. I'm talking little kids. It was an amazing thing to see. And at that moment, I was like, I don't care what anybody says about this stuff. This is like very important right here. I mean, we donated like $5,000. I mean, realistically, in meat, you know what I mean? It was a decent amount of money. Pig, there was like 10 pigs, whatever that is, maybe not that much, but it's still though. It was just amazing to see, and they were like giving these people wrapping up in paper like one ham or one thigh. I'm like, wow, man, like can I buy a couple more for these people?
That's
like,
really cool.
It was cool, man. Cool. It was good to see, and really good people. And anyway, the testing was great because you got to really experience. That was the first time in my life I ever seen a broadhead crumble. I'm not gonna name names, and I'll tell you offline. But we had a broadhead actually crumble, which I can't believe it could even happen. I hit in a pig's shoulder, just when the arrow actually went sideways and slapped the pig on the side.
Oh wow! It didn't go anywhere.
Nope.
Wow.
You just left a little cut on the pig. I'm like, oh my god! And we're like, dude, don't touch that pig. I was like, I'm running.
He's mad.
This is scary, man. This is scary. But
so we did go do one of those pig hunts, ranch in Ubley, Michigan. We went up there, and that was interesting.
Oh, in Ubley?
Yeah.
For
the name of it.
Oh yeah, Trophy Ranch.
Yeah,
I've been there multiple times. Yeah,
that's
good people. Yeah.
Yep.
So we've tested stuff there too. We tested one for Clean Shot when they had broadheads back in the day. They sent us there, and what I just say to them was like, if you want us to test it and film it, just pay for the hunt. We'll go up there and do it. We don't care. It'll just be fun. We'll donate the meat or whatever, or keep the meat if we're hungry, if we need it, And we shot one there, and you ever see their broadhead at the time? It had like a hole in it. It cored a hole, small hole.
Oh yes,
dude. So
how those work?
It was weird but good. I wouldn't probably hunt with it again, to be honest, but not compared to like something like this. But like anyway, so Kevin shot this pig, and it goes through the pig, and there's blood everywhere. I mean, it was a good shot. It was a smaller pig. It was a good shot, but when he opened it, because they cored it, so there's like this, all this comes out of it.
Yeah,
I was like, this is nasty. It was like, right through it.
A cookie cutter.
Yeah, dude, it was kind of nasty. I was like, I don't know about this, guys. Todd says, Bow Barn Archery, looking forward to getting those in the shop this year. That's great.
Yes,
Bow Barn.
On ATA. Yep.
Lone Bow Hunter Chronicle says, Matt in the studio, hells yes.
Hey, what's happening?
Yeah, cool. So if you guys got questions on broadheads or questions about impact or anything, go ahead and just send them on the screen. We'll try our best to answer them that we can. I mean, for what you've done and experienced, of course, So you guys like our two different outdoor podcast logos?
I like this one.
So awesome. We decided to go. So that was the first one that was given to me by the designer, and I loved it. I was like, "Oh, that's it. That's the one." So I showed Tim and I showed Kevin, and Tim's like, "No, no,
really,
too aggressive, too scary." And it looks like the bear's holding two guns pointed at me. I'm like, okay. And one says SIG on it. So I'm like, okay, I get it. And I'm like, I like it, man. The claws and everything. So then anyway, he's like, I want a moose. I want something weak and, gentle because it's outdoor podcast. Maybe it's whatever. Right. So we ended up going with this one with the moose. So the designer came back with that one. And I said, to the designer, look, how about this? I'll buy both from you because I like the bear. And I think the bear is sick. And then sure enough, this year, Tim's like, we're going to go with the bear. I feel like it's a fierce year. We're going to get fierce. I'm like, okay. I love the bear, dude. And you can see the designer left the claw marks in this one. There's a claw mark here for the bear's claws. It's so funny right here.
There's only one problem with it, though.
What is it?
You need that FX store on there.
Yeah, what is on there? I don't even know what it is.
I mean, that
Muzzy
needs to be in there. What do you guys think?
Yep.
I mean, it
looks pretty similar to yours, though.
Or is it a Rec 3 blade that hasn't?
Looks like it.
Maybe you're looking into the future.
Maybe just got to write the name Rec on there. I leave. I come back. This guy wrote Rec.
The tip's identical.
Keep all the markers off the table. That's funny. All right, what's up, Devin? Okay, here we go. Oh, good. A lot of questions rolling in here. Sorry,
Great.
I got it now. All right,
Coming.
here we go, guys. Okay, how do they work on crossbows?
They work very well. So they're crossbow rated to 450 feet per second. Our entire lineup, we make sure that they're crossbow rated. That's something that's big for us. And on the mechanical, it's really unique because the retention collar on that, it only takes 3.8 pounds of force to deploy that, but it's rated to 450 feet per second. So it's not like a lot of the other expandables where it's a crossbow specific head or a compound. This thing kind of handles just about everything. We don't rate it for the 500 feet per second crossbows. Those are pretty new, I guess, but we're kind of looking in that direction. But for this will cover 90% of your crossbows right here.
Okay, there's that question. It says I'm gonna skip this one, come back to it. It says, do they have any fixed blades?
We do. We have 2 fixed blades. Alex got the FXD there, and Dave's got the FX4. Those are 2
question
fixed
was on
blades.
TikTok. So there's the 2 different fixed blade options.
Yeah, 1.25 and 1.125.
These are both on the website as well behind me, so you can guys check that out. You can buy them there as well if you'd like to try them. One's got the bleeders, which is awesome, I think, personally. But
yeah, that's one of our best sellers is the 4 blade there. People really like that head.
all right, and then I'm gonna come back to that question. Okay, yeah, I'll come back to those comparison questions. Devin, how you doing? Jameson. All right. So this says 2 different questions on comparison. It says, how do they compare to Grim Reaper? I guess your thoughts on that overall.
So our expandables are rear deploy, where a Grim Reaper would be, I guess, like an over the top. So typically we see a lot bigger entrance wound than a Grim Reaper. In Grim Reaper, everything I've heard is a great head. I think maybe where our advantage is on the entry, being a rear deploy, we see a huge entry wound, a slap cut. So this new HXP is a 2.25 inch resting cut, but on entrance we're measuring nearly 3-inch cuts on that. So just kind of the
What's up, Hawk?
And our goal is to beef these things up and make them hold up to hard impacts, bone. So the blades are a little thicker. They're 39,000 sticks. And I can't think off the top of my head what Grim Reaper blades are. I know they're a pretty stout head as well.
Yeah, I haven't touched a Grim in many years, if I'm being honest. I mean, I did watch you guys shoot a deer with it, and it was pretty impressive, the blood trail.
Yep.
But that was the last time really, Grim Reaper's a company that, although I think they get a lot of great press in what they do, they have really bad marketing, in my opinion. They really don't do anything. Like stuff like this, they would never. I mean, not that I'm aware of, at least. I've never seen or heard from them for many, many moons. I mean, honestly, but it might have been 2012 the last time I actually talked to them.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So I feel like they're really out of touch with reality when it comes to marketing. However, I mean, people like their product,
Yeah,
so,
everything I hear from the pro shops.
Yeah,
They
correct.
like the head.
I think they're a company that doesn't really care about growing. That's the feeling I get, is my point. They're just more like, oh, we're already selling,
Sure.
Who cares, leave it alone, don't have to do anything. All right. And another question, the same concept, but said, how does it compare to Sever?
So Sever is also, I guess, a rear deploy in a way. The Sever will pivot around bones and stuff. For us, I guess our motto is that we're going to drive straight through. We're going to crush the bones. So when ours deploy, they're in a fixed position, but they're not
Bone
locked.
crushing.
They're not locked open, I suppose. So they're not considered like a barbed, which would be illegal in some states. They will move, but it's more of a fixed expandable once it's opened. And then also you'll notice on our expandables how large that tip is too. And that kind of gives you, it steers a little straighter on quartering shots.
Yeah.
Where not to knock any other expandables, but some of your expandables, such as the one mentioned, the tabs that open the blade are so close to the actual tip to where when that comes in on a quartering, it's actually going to flip your arrow a little bit. Where this allows the whole tip to get in and kind of drive straighter through the animal on a hard quartering shot.
Devin says the one with the bleeders looks like it would be nasty.
It's certainly, I mean, it's a fixed head, so you're giving up a little bit of that cut like you would with an expandable. But I mean, I don't think you can, for an aluminum head, you can't destroy this thing.
Yeah.
Like I shoot it in the cement blocks, you name it, which doesn't really do much for hunting purposes. But it's a solid head and it flies so well.
Yeah, it's insanely accurate for a fixed head.
Yep.
Daniel says bigger entrance ? Interesting. So I think he's saying he likes the idea of the bigger
so
entrance.
I guess
The metal proves, I think, that it's pretty big.
Yeah.
I mean, it folded the metal, guys. I'll show it in a separate video, but man, it really crushed the metal. I mean, it left a nice hole in there every shot. So,
and that's with any of your rear deploy broadheads, you're going to see a larger entrance versus an over the top. And over top the head, it's going in and it's not opening those blades until it gets through the hide, basically. Where these are slapping the hide and just creating a large entrance wound. And the exits are great too, but the entrance is always going to be bigger than the exit on these once it falls into its resting position.
Cock, we're talking about Rec broadheads. Matt is the owner of Rec, so he's here today. We're doing some videos, some live podcasting, some sit-down podcasting for Carbon TV, and then we did some testing, and we actually put these to the test on metal, which you guys will see these videos soon on that. Silent Tom Killa said, I put 2 West Virginia mature bucks down with the XPs this year.
Nice.
That's the symbol he said.
How'd they
nice
do?
Job. Any issue? Did it work out good for you?
That was a blood trail.
Stubby says they are devastating.
Oh, we got Stubby back in here tonight. They were on last night.
In worst case, which one goes through the bone in your opinion?
So
I mean, if you hit the bone direct, any of them probably, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the head's
I mean,
killer.
that head is designed to punch through bone, crush the bone, allow the blades to get in there and do their work. But I think if you're speaking just penetration in general, through bone, I guess would be the FX4. The blade angle on that is a little less than it is on the FXD here, so you get a better penetration on that. And actually, so John Lusk Archery, he does a lot of broadhead tests and stuff. He's tested every broadhead on the market. In 2022, when we launched this, he tested this head. And if you go back and look at the score sheet, there's one other head that competed with it, but this is the highest penetrating head that he tested.
Interesting.
And I mean, that's going up against your non-contact heads.
We're going to know soon because I've done a lot of ballistic testing.
Yes.
Actually, it's funny. I didn't use yours at the time, but last year we shot 35 broadheads into 2 ballistic gels side to side. And the most penetration, Ramcat was one. And Ramcat's got that head like that head. That's why I think yours would do very well. And what was the other one? Executioner, which went a lot further than I thought for being mechanical. I was like, really?
Wow.
Like, because I told you it was so sharp. Remember, that was one of the reasons they cut through. So, but the Rec wasn't in that at the time. So hopefully, we'll do that this year at Hunt Camp. We always do at Hunt Camp. It's fun. Put a couple blocks up. Everybody just starts, just like it's slim. You know what's funny about this, guys? I'm gonna throw this out there. It kind of pissed me off. Like I did that video and it was awesome. We put it on TikTok and everything. Some freaking company stole my video and used it for their gaming to sell a game.
What?
Yeah, they showed all those hits like in that video, and then it clubs to some sort of like gaming thing, like buy this game.
Oh,
I'm like,
geez.
what? I'm like, what's going on here? Who's stealing my content? Like, it can't get a hold of anybody to like take it off. I'm like, what is going on? Like, this is ridiculous.
Send them an invoice.
I should like 50 grand.
Yeah.
What a joke! I couldn't believe it. All right. Okay, bigger interesting. All right. Looks like a bow fishing tip, says Zach. Interesting.
We hear that a lot.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not as big though. The bow fishing ones are huge. Stubby leave a big entrance. They do leave a big entrance. I hit the off shoulder and didn't affect the quality at all. I have no hesitation reusing. Okay, perfect. It's hard to read in here. Sorry, guys, it's real small. Congrats on that, guys, says Billy. Corb says hello. What's the best arrow to use and where can I get them in Australia?
Oh.
On his website. You ship international?
So we do a lot of shipping to Canada.
It might cost you a little bit though, because the shipping's not going to be.
We have shipped to Australia, actually. I'm pretty sure we have. So,
is there any Australian company archery shops that could carry it? As a thought, maybe
we did have, I believe, a distributor reach out to us from somewhere over there. For anybody that's international, we always just say, shoot us an email.
Yeah,
the shipping's a little different. The way we have to do that to get it out of here. But yeah, we're wherever we can get these things, we'll get them to you.
I think interesting conversation actually. One time I was talking to Lance Head. Do you ever remember that crossbow, Lance Head crossbow?
No,
I have it here somewhere, but it's got the wheels. There's no limbs. It's like the limbs are like coiled.
Interesting.
It's a crossbow. It looks like a gun almost. It's like just straight, no limbs, and all the limbs are coiled into these. Anyway, so I was talking to him one day, and I'm thinking in my head, like, I wonder how many of these he really sells, because this is kind of weird and it's very expensive. It's like $2,200, and apparently overseas he sells tons of them. I'm like, what? He goes, oh yeah, I sent like shipments to different countries. And I was like, dang. I'm like, I never even thought of that. Like I can't believe that's a lot better than I thought it was. You know what I mean? Because you don't think of that because people might not buy here, but that doesn't mean it's not something cool in England or whatever.
Well, yeah, that's and it. What kind of surprised me is we ship quite a few to Hawaii.
Wow. Oh yeah. They do a lot of
I
hunting.
don't know what
there.
they hunt down there. Really,
They hunt those mountain goat or something. Because I was there and I remember that. Because then pigs, they have pigs there running.
Yep.
Dude, I was walking up this mountain in Hawaii. I'll never forget this. I went down a mountain to go scuba diving or whatever, snorkeling, and I had to go back up it. And I'm like, dude, I'm walking up this thing, and after like an hour, I'm like, this is not good.
Yeah.
I had and make it worse. The neighbor kid was with me, and he's 14, and I'm thinking like, I'm responsible for this kid, and I'm walking up this mountain in Hawaii, and we're about halfway, dude, and this old lady just goes right by us, like 90-year-old woman on a cane, just walks right. I'm like, we're sitting there dying, like sharing water, like. Anyway, while we're laying there half dead, thinking we're not going to make it out. I look around me and there's just nothing but pig corridors running through that trail.
Oh, really?
Like all bush on both sides, and there's a hole through the bushes that go right across that trail. Uh-huh. I'm like, we're gonna get eaten alive here. This is crazy. I'm like, we're not gonna make it out. But it was crazy, man. It was interesting. Good question. 2 good questions in a row here. Okay, number 1, when will the HXP be available on the website?
So the HXP will probably do a pre-order in May, but we'll begin shipping in June, and we'll start showing up at dealers in June.
Matt, do you guys plan on coming out with a hybrid?
We're working on a few things. We've had a lot of requests for a hybrid and for a 3-blade mechanical, so we're looking that direction, and I think we'll be testing some new heads this fall.
So will you have a 125 grain mechanical tip like the Reapers at some point? Do you have 125 now?
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, you already have it.
Yep.
So
all of our heads.
He's already got 125.
Yep.
Okay. I think I caught up. Oh, sorry, Silent Tom. I missed your comments. You asked Silent Tom how it went. It says something about other buck was okay. So I missed the first one, but the second comment was other buck was 7.5 years old.
Oh wow!
Slightly quartering away, made a marginal shot thanks to the big cut. Went 60 yards.
That'll work.
You're also getting orders while we're sitting here, by the way.
Really?
Orders are popping out. I don't know if they're from this stream or not, but there's orders popping in. I just said Wix order. I'm like, sweet. Where's the other part of that comment? I missed the first one. Oh, no, I saw that. Hold on. What the heck?
Yeah, it's another point that's kind of just crazy to me is, you always hear, and there's a lot of different advocates for, there's a lot of different theories and broadheads and what works and what doesn't work. But it just seems like a lot of people feel that low poundage, you have to shoot a cut on contact style head. And back to that testing, I was surprised myself to see that how well this FX4 outperformed cut on contact heads. I think it comes back to like blade sharpness, honestly, because I understand the concept between a cut on contact, penetrating better, but these blades are so.
So would you think someone shooting 48 pounds, that'd be okay?
Yeah. So my girlfriend this year, she shot, it was just a doe, 120 pound doe or whatever, but she shoots 43 pounds and she smoked a doe at like 20 yards.
Did it pass through or break through?
It zipped right through and stuck in the ground.
Oh my God.
I know that was my exact, I'm thinking, okay, it's going to go.
As long as it breaks through, you'd be okay. You get 2 sides,
right?
Even if it's stuck in there, it's fine. But
I'm thinking she's going to get 10 inches of penetration. Whatever,
that must be a good shot.
Yeah. She smoked it. She's a better shot.
I'll say that's a good shot.
Zipped right through, stuck in the ground. I'm like, holy crap. And
that's like the Ted Nugent thing. He always talks about 48 pounds. And for years, he used to watch him on TV with the Martin, whatever, just every day, 8 deer a day, all at 45, 48 pounds. I'll never forget it because he's like, it doesn't really, and I agree with him. It doesn't really matter on the poundage if you're not. I always say this, and people get, there's a big difference in shooting at a deer that's alert and not alert.
Oh,
okay. Yeah. So if you're shooting at an alert deer, you're going to need 70 pounds. You need as much speed as you can get. If you're going to shoot a deer that's just chilled and coming in and is chowing on some corn, he's donezo. If he has no idea it's coming, you're good. But if you get a deer that comes in and they get any inkling that something's going on, that's a little harder because then we're talking Duck City, baby.
Yeah. It's interesting too. There was somebody did a video it was last year, about shooting at a deer that is feeding but has its head up versus its head down feeding.
Yeah.
And that they can drop so much quicker when they're down feeding.
Oh, I seen that.
Yeah.
Someone was talking about it.
I forget who it was. It was a pretty.
That's a good point too. Yeah.
I had never really thought of it, But
Yeah, because they're already in position. They don't have
makes
to
total sense.
maneuver. They don't have to come down. They can
drop their shoulders.
Dude, I was a couple years ago. Oh my God. I wonder if this broadhead's still around. Oh, it was terrible. So I had this doe at 40. I clocked her at 45 yards and I moved my HHA to 45. And then as soon as I was getting ready to draw, I started draw process. She bumped out, right? Another couple yards. I was like, okay, well, aim a little bit high, right? But the broadhead was I don't know if you remember this one, but I think it was called the Rocket something. It wasn't Rocket, but it was a missile. Anyway, it was its own company. It's gone now, I think. But anyway, it basically, like, when you push it, it's like a piston and it pops out three blades. I've seen this in other brands, but this one, so you push it and then it like the blades come up, like, and it stays on pressure. I don't even know if it locked. I don't remember. It's called the missile. I know that for sure now that I'm thinking about it, because we did a video on it, mess around it on camp. But anyway, so I shoot this broadhead at it, and I'm not exaggerating. Like, so the deer ducks into the arrow. First thing, I'm like, oh yeah, it's like sending a Hail Mary, and then it like the deer's like sitting there, and it was alert, and it was like, oh, and I'm in the arrow, just like, I'm like,
touchdown.
Oh, I mean, it was like the most perfect scenario, and it looked like it hit it right in the heart. Honestly, I was like, oh my! And Ron's filming it, and we have it on video somewhere. He's like, dude, you just absolutely smoked that doe. So I'm like, we go to get it, and it's snowing. It's like snowing, you'll get that. And this was weird because the blood was hitting the snow, tumbling down into the snow, and then getting covered.
Oh,
it was so cold that like the blood would hit and then just kind of tumble into it. And then the snow would keep coming and falling over the top, and it wasn't showing like a red line. And I'm like, what the hell? This is like hard to find. So long story short, we're going. And all of a sudden you see, like, where it laid down, you'll see, like, it kept getting up, or like, it's like a hard shot, right? I mean, we were like both like watching the video, like, and like, okay, well, something's not right. We need to get out of here because it's not dead. I mean, it's obviously getting up and moving, So we left. We come back the next day. So we come back the next day, and we go out there, and same thing. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? And that thing was still alive.
Really?
He had to stab it to death. I was like, he goes, give me the knife. I'll do it. I'm like, thanks. I'm like, this is crazy. I couldn't believe it. And so we die, do the thing, gut it, and we're looking it over. And that freaking arrow hit that deer, and that broadhead rounded it.
Really?
She turned on such an angle on the twist. It hit, and she came back. It somehow rolled with the skin.
Wow.
And just sliced.
So it never entered the cavity?
No, sliced the whole cavity underneath. And that's what was like.
No kidding.
She was bleeding out eventually, but like, that was, dude. I was like, no, that's very rarity to see.
Yeah.
And if you saw the video, which I'll find and send you later, you'd be like, oh, hard shot all day. I mean, that's what it looked like. But I think it's because the way she twisted when she ducked it.
Just turned right into it.
She turned into him when she pulled out. I think somehow it entered, and as it entered, she was pivoting, and it must have just went like, and it followed the skin underneath, like, in.
Yeah.
Dude, Ron was so mad at me. He's like, don't ever shoot garbage broadheads like this again. Don't even. I was testing. He's like, don't test stuff like this ever again. I'll never forget. He's so pissed. I don't blame him. It makes me mad. Like, sometimes you just get one, you're like, it's gonna be crazy, and then it's like total letdown. You're like, really? It's like, come on. All right. Let's see. Silent Tom said, I sent you all pics. I don't know where the pics went sent to, but of the crazy 12 to 14-inch cut on a hard quartering away shot, no deflection.
I think I remember that picture. That is, yeah.
Wild 150-yard blood trail. I don't know how it made it that far. Is that one of the ones where it like cut the deer all the way on the side?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's crazy stuff, dude. I've seen a few of those.
It's almost too gory to even.
You can't share it. Yeah.
Well.
Speaking of which, I was talking to Meta about that, and they said that. So recently, we were on Instagram, and we were actually doing very good on Instagram for a while. We were growing. We went up a lot. We got to 70,000. We're like, oh, here we go. We're finally like moving. And all of a sudden we get this band hammer, all this crap hits us all at once. Like, oh, you can't grow anymore. You can't, all these things hit us. Your monetization's taken off. Your, whatever. So they call me the other day. This is like a year ago. They call me and they're like, oh, we want you to spend money advertising. I'm like, you guys are a bunch of, I want to say a lot of things I'm not going to say.
Yeah.
But I'm like, okay. So I tell the guy, well, I would love to spend $10,000 to $20,000 a year on your platform. It's not true. But I was like, I love to spend $10,000 to $20,000 a year on your platform if you guys fix these issues, right? Like, I can't do this. I, show them all these issues. Anyway, so we were talking. He's like, look, you just can't show blood. Can't show blood, and you can't show animal cruelty. Meaning, what it sounded like to me is you can't show the impact shots, things like that. But I don't know if that means you can't show the dead deer. This is where it gets a little complicated still. And I don't know if he even really knew the answer, to be honest. And I feel like, and he told me, he's like, look, here's what you can do though. You can take your Instagram account and make it 21 years or older, restricted. And I thought, he's like, it's going to hurt chicks. You're going to lose some of the kids who come on to watch 13 to 18. I said, yeah, but if I look at my analytics, most people watch me are 25 to 35.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, so that small 6% is probably worth giving up to like make sure I can just do what I want. Because it sounds like if you do that restriction, you could post anything because the kids won't see it, and that's what they're trying to avoid.
I see.
But apparently, certain countries are 21, not 18, and some are 16. So he's like, if you do 21, you're good across the world. If you do 18, you're good in the U.S., but not in certain states. Yep. So it's up, or certain countries. So it's up to you. So I just did 21. I probably should do 18 really, because the rest of the world's small anyway for me. But
yeah, I'm glad we just got our ad account back.
It's hard for you, yeah, because you guys are. That's what you do.
That's what we do.
Yeah,
and we're a weapon too.
Yeah.
So with Meta owning Instagram and Facebook now, I got blocked on both of them originally. Instagram has allowed me to do it now, but Facebook still won't let me run ads. So it's kind of frustrating. We've been able to start growing Instagram again now that we can run some ads, get it in front of some new people, but Facebook won't allow us. And it's then you also risk the risk of having your whole page shut down too. Not only blocking your ad account, but saying, hey, no, we're pulling your page off the platform.
Interested in rec single bevel series?
Single bevel series.
What's that mean? Just one cut? Like it wouldn't be
one angle on the blade.
One angle. Yeah, so it's like a straight.
Yeah, the single bevel.
Can you even do that?
Double bevel.
On that or no?
We could. Yeah, it's an option. I'm not.
Do you guys want a custom one? I mean, you could charge you $100 each. He could do a prototype for you.
Yeah, we've toyed around with it, and I just think that's not really our lane. There's a lot of good single bevel companies out there. I'm not going to argue that it's not beneficial. I just don't know. We're the replaceable blade category. Double bevel is kind of our cup of tea, and I guess that's probably what we're going to stick to.
Let's see. So I guess there's a video of it, of that deer we're talking about. It's on it's on our YouTube channel, Stubby's Outdoors. Okay, cool. Let's check that out. CT, what's up? Daniel. Oh, okay, I see. Daniel said, I mean, that's basically what Iron Will does. Iron Will broadheads. I think he's saying they did a single bevel or something. Same idea. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Something like that. They're very expensive, though. I know that.
Yeah, they are.
Iron Will. The people talk about them a lot, though. I'll be honest. They get a lot of credit. I don't know what it is, but I find it interesting because as a person who, I don't really buy broadheads anymore. I know it sounds bad. Sorry, but if I was buying them, I would never spend that much money. Like I'd be like, no way in hell.
And well, what's so crazy to me.
And so that's why I find it interesting. Like people are like all about it. I'm like, really? Because that's a lot of money for some heads, man. Like no offense, but like these are fine for the money. You know what I mean? Like, so I don't know.
This FX4 here, I would put this up against any fixed head on the market. Honestly, like I totally stand behind this thing. Like you can go shoot this thing into the freaking Titanic if you want to, or whatever. I mean, this thing is so tough, and it's a $50 for three of these, and it's going to perform right there with those $100 to $150 broadheads. I guarantee it every time. And I think maybe part of it's just kind of like a status thing, like, oh, not that any of those are bad broadheads. I'm just saying that we have a very comparable head at a fraction of the price.
Yeah,
with replaceable blades, you don't have to sharpen them.
Justin, sorry for your loss, my friend. That sucks. Sorry about that. Nathan, have you guys seen the replacement blade single bevel? you guys seen the replacement blade single. I don't know what that.
No.
Instant
Who makes that? What are you talking
Maybe
about?
it's part of Iron Will.
Maybe. Okay.
Maybe that's what
Is
they're
that what he's
talking.
talking
Maybe
about?
that's what they're talking about. I don't know. It's hard because people are jumping around.
Yep.
Dana's like, I meant charge $100 a head.
Oh, so you want us to make a single bevel?
Dang.
100 head? Okay.
All right.
That's kind of the going rate, right?
Oh, what's your heaviest? It's 125.
Heaviest is 125. We do have this one prototyped in 150 grain all steel. We took it to ATA, showed it to some dealers, like, hey, you know, is there enough demand for 150 grain head for us to put this into production? We were kind of steered away from it a little bit, and I think, you know, like I said, there's a lot of good companies that offer that heavier head. You know, the 150s, the 200s, like VPA's one, for example. You know,
oh, you have the heavier range.
Yeah, you know,
so you're like,
rather than us diving into all that,
another big battle.
Yeah, you know, the broadhead category is a very, you know, we're a small industry, we're a small market as it is.
Yeah,
and at least with us being a small company, we have to kind of target the masses to stay afloat. You know, as we get bigger and stuff, maybe we'll look at some more of those niche broadheads.
Yeah.
But as of right now, you know, I kind of steer people to, you know, I recommend VPA a lot for that kind of a head if you're looking for something real heavy. That's kind of the direction I look.
I think another option is too, something to think about, and just keep this in the back of your mind, you know, because there's, I think this new thing happening with the industry that is interesting, but it's new. And what it is companies are starting to keep something back for online only. Like direct only. So for instance, like nothing to do with dealers, nothing to do with pro shops. You can only get it on your website specifically. And so for you, I don't know what that is, or it could be a new head that maybe it's not even out yet, you know, something you decide to do later, but it might be one that we talked about that's colored or something very specific to a blue, you know, only available on the website. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
as a thought, I'm just saying a lot of companies are starting to do this. They're starting to get into this, like a specific bow that's only available on their website, right? Not available at a dealer, not available, you know. And I've talked to companies about it, actually the ones that don't do it, and they're like, yeah, we're looking at that right now. So something's shifting.
And that's, I get it. And, you know, internet is only getting stronger and stronger in factory direct, but that's, in my opinion, some pretty thin ice to walk on just with maintaining dealer relations.
Yeah.
If you offer a head on your website that that's not going to be available to dealers, that's a potentially a good way to piss some people off.
Could be.
Or
I don't know. I'm just saying, just throwing that out there, because they're already doing it. So things are happening where it's like a specific model. I mean, it's not usually the best stuff either. I'll throw that out there. It's always like a lower end option, right? But the thing is, I think we're seeing the shift, and that's not good or bad. I don't think it's bad or good. I think it's good and bad in different ways. So I think it's good because it's going to help you more funding if it's something that people buy.
Yeah.
It's bad because it's going to give them less funding, but at the same time, you still give them the majority of your book. You know what I mean? So it's not like, I don't know, different ways to look at it, but just some thoughts for future as we start to build. And I don't understand how that works though. I mean, how does it work now? Because like doesn't Rage sell on their website?
I believe they do.
So what happens? Does anybody get credit for that, or is it just I don't know? You would know theirs. I'm just suggesting, like, I feel like people already do that now. Like a lot of broadheads.
It's very hairy water, and in the last.
Does anybody care? Like, do the dealers really care?
Some of the dealers do.
For little stuff like broadheads.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I didn't know. I know for bows they would, but
yep. The big thing is making sure that if and then we get asked from dealers like, hey, do you sell online? Do you sell on Amazon, stuff like that? And, having that map policy to where, maybe you'll let a dealer sell the heads for $45 to $50. They have a range there, but we make sure that on our website, we're selling it at MSRP.
Correct. I know that part. Yes. Correct. Yeah. I had that issue already. I sold some archery repair kits to a couple of pro shops, and I was going to discount them, for like specials, like Father's Day, whatever. Then I was like, I don't think I can do that. Like, I think that would be a bad idea. Like, because I think they're going to sell for 50. And if I try to sell for 40, you know what I mean? They're going to be like, what the hell? Right.
Yeah. Like, for us being a new brand and in steering into the dealer pro shop retail space, it's pretty important for us to just respect, send a lot of our business their direction.
Yeah. It makes sense. Now, especially you're trying to build it.
To build it up. Now, if we were doing factory direct only, there would be, basically at that point, you can do whatever you want.
Yep, Rose is taking more people out of the bow shops. Yeah, I don't disagree. I mean, there's definitely, like we said, there's goods and bads to all these things for sure. All right, cool. All right, guys. Well, thanks for coming in. I
Yeah.
think we covered pretty much all the questions. So, yeah, this is a good time, and
yeah, for sure.
you know, I mean, check it out. You know, recbroadheads.com, right? That's it. I get it right.
Right there.
Just make sure it was like a
Broadheads.
the Rec Broadheads.
Oh,
Or
yeah,
like
yeah.
that. Look like some orders came in. I don't know if they're from this, but hopefully.
Yeah,
All right, we'll see you guys later on TikTok from the BHP studio, and we'll see you guys on YouTube. And we have to do this one at a time, so we'll start with this one here. Actually, we'll start with this one. See you guys. Have a good night. All right. We'll see you. Hey, Red. Sorry you came in so late. We'll see you, brother. So there's Red. Okay. And then YouTubers. There's this. You are getting a whole bunch of messages, by the way. Stuff was going nuts on there. Someone in your barn. I don't know what was going on there because
oh, geez.
I thought it said, you know, it's for like the ring, and I thought I was like, oh, I'm